start the old streaming. You should get a notification. I'm sure.
Yeah.
As soon as I hear myself back here, I'll switch it off, and we'll know that we're getting some. We know we're getting audio, because that's the main thing I always have to worry about with these. Start the old streaming. You should get a notification. Okay, looks like I need to come in a bit, but yeah, we're doing good. Let me just kill that. All right, good. So we are streaming live. My name is Sidney Winston. I also go as Ask an Atheist. I have a Google Plus profile. I'm here with Sia. Hi, Sia.
Hi.
And,
I think your audience know who I am, right?
Your audience? Well, my audience, I don't know. They know who you are. Why don't you tell them who you are?
I'm Sia. I'm on Hangouts, Google Hangouts, and I am a Muslim. And I love to hang out with Sidney in particular.
Cool. Yeah, we have fun when we hang out. When we hang out, because we're both kind of trollish in nature, I think. We look at life much the same way. We get really upset about the same things. We hate to be bullied. We hate to see bullying. We have a lot in common in that way. And all in all, you see, is just a really nice, compassionate person. Nice to know.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
So
likewise, definitely.
Okay, well, thank you very much. Well, the topic of humanism first question mark is basically, you know how people identify themselves as Muslim, Christian, Jew, etc., 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 and we'll take our favorite idiot Christian hillbilly, who says, and he said over and over again, "I'm a Christian first and a father second, a Christian first and a husband second, a Christian first and a human second, whatever. He's Christian first, Christian first, Christian first." And I maintain that I'm a humanist first and an atheist second. So I will stand by that. That's essentially my position in the fight. Is I'm a humanist first, an atheist second. How do you see yourself?
I absolutely agree with that. Although, like, I know from my perspective is that we need to take very much pride in that we are Muslims and that we need to live according some rules, in Islam that also sometimes affects other people. But personally, I feel that I always have been a compassionate person, empathic person.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you will see me hang out with people who are different than me.
Right.
And I think that's part of humanism too, that you accept people for who they are, even though they are, like, for example, are gay. I know that my religion is against being gay. I know that there is a penalty on being gay, but to me, that person is a human first. Like, I don't judge people for what they believe in or what they are.
Right.
So but that does go against my religion, because my religion is very set on their rules. And, sometimes there is no other thoughts allowed, like I do. But
so how do you separate your personal religion from the mainstream crazy that carries your religion's name?
I think it's really personally how I am programmed in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
I know people that are very much the way you're describing them. I know a few people that are very ultra Orthodox, and even if you would say something like the word gay in their presence, they would probably tear you apart. Like, I know kind of people like that,
Yeah. In the Muslim community? you mean?
In the Muslim community, yeah, there are a lot of people that think like that, and I'm just like, in my own little world, how I was brought up and how I am programmed is to feel a lot of empathy for
Right.
people.
Right.
And I think if you don't have any empathy, if you're like if you have a personality disorder where you don't feel empathy for other people, I think it's very easy to hate another person. That's why I believe that ISIS and groups like that, they don't represent my religion. They don't represent what I come from, and they're not humanist at all. Like, we have seen the beheading, videos and the
Correct.
torture, and
Yeah.
but I can never fathom that. I can never fathom in my own personal life to do such a thing. So,
Yeah. So the question is more how do you identify or how do you manage to not identify, I guess, is the question with these people.
well, not identifying is very easy because first you need to have knowledge of your religion. If you don't have knowledge of your religion,
Yeah.
then it's very easy to be persuaded, because I have researched
Yeah.
what I believe in.
Right.
I know what they're doing is wrong according to my religion, what I
Correct.
have read.
Correct.
If I never had done the back research, the knowledge, then
Yeah.
I wouldn't know. Then I would say, oh, is that normal? Like, but
Right.
because I have read stuff, because I know that it is wrong, that's how I can actually, like, not identify with them. And it's very, like, also individualism, right? Not
Yeah.
everybody's the same.
Right.
Not everybody believes the same.
Right.
But I totally agree that we need to recognize ourselves as human first,
Yeah.
and then whatever we are second.
I agree. Now, how do you see out in the wider Google community, especially those who you've openly shown what kind of a Muslim you are, and it's obviously something that's pretty benign to everybody else because you keep it to yourself. What about those who profess to be some kind of religion and then turn out to be, really not nice people?
Mm-hmm. The Christians.
Well, yeah,
The
specifically.
Christians.
Yeah, do you know any?
Mostly.
I mean, do you know any?
Yeah, I mean, on Hangouts, it's like very funny how people pretend to be religious and
Yeah.
pretend to have the word of God in their life and
Ooh.
on their tongue, and then they turn around and be the scumbags people that I ever met.
Right.
And then they say that I'm the radical, that I'm the terrorist, that I'm like the person who's doing that. But in reality, they're the ones that are radicalized because they call me this name simply for being a Muslim,
Right.
I mean, it's mostly Christians. I don't know any of other religion that are treating me weird. Not
The
even atheists treats me like that,
Well, this atheist is not it's not an attacking ideology like Christianity is. Christianity is horribly attacking. Horrible.
Yeah, and I find that the first panel that we had, there were like a lot of like atheists,
Yeah.
but on the background they were like Christian before, but they still had that remnants of Christianity in them, and that's why they were like attacking me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because every time we would talk about Christianity, they were like, not feeling it, not want to criticize it.
Mm-hmm.
We know a few of them. So I think that's the remnants of Christianity, because I know you're definitely not religious, so that's why it's much easier to talk with you, because you don't feel any biasness.
Yeah, I don't have an indoctrination, or I don't have that sort of a core or primal indoctrination.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
So nothing that is said to me in a religious way strikes a chord or rings a bell or raises a red flag or anything like that. I just think it's all funny and ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
exactly.
That's why it fascinates me how people honestly believe it. Like It not only fascinates me, it confuses me. How do people believe it? But anyway, it is it is my experience that it's the Christians specifically who are hateful, who are the most hateful on these in these panels on Google Hangouts. Hateful.
I have come to notice that. Yeah, to be honest, I thought the Jews were bad, to be honest. But I have come to notice that on Google Hangouts, it's definitely like the Christians.
Yeah. Why is that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Why is that?
I think they have this weird complex about them that they think they're better. The superiority complex with these people.
What is it? Jesus? Is it Jesus? That's why they think they're better?
I mean, the Jesus that I read of wouldn't approve what they're doing. To be honest, I think that Jesus would not even like recognize them as Christians if he were alive to this day.
Well, firstly, no, he wouldn't, because number one, to Jesus there was no Christians, and number two, he wouldn't recognize them because they weren't Jews. Jesus was all about nothing to do with Christianity. It was about maybe a little bit better, different Jewish outlook. Two Jews preaching two Jews. So if Jesus actually had to come alive again and see what's going on, see what kind of people he's bred, like Christian Hillbilly and Tommy Hall and G-Man and Shani for Christ and literally nutty, crazy Christian people, he would. I don't think
we can add another people there as well. Like, there's one other you can add.
Who's that?
Shall I just say her name or?
Well, is it somebody I know?
No, you don't know her.
Oh, sure. Well, I don't know if it's as long as you're not, I guess, doxing her. I suppose. Why not?
Yeah, but I don't want to give her like the. We're gonna show the screenshots later.
All right. People. So there's somebody who's been bad to you. Right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's another Christian who pretends to be all about blessing and love and forgiveness, and then they turn around and say the N-word and dirty muzzies, dirty monkeys.
Oh, I hate people like that. Fucking hell.
What? Not. I mean, do they learn that in church to attack people like that?
I guess. I guess, yeah.
Does the priest go, "Oh, let the Lord save you," and then turns around and says, "You stupid," the word N-word and the stupid whatever? Is that what they teach them?
Very possible. Very possible. Because how else can you explain stuff? Especially when the Christians are hateful, and the Christians are always hateful. There's never a time when they're not hateful.
Right.
Yet their ideology or what they profess is love and this and that and the other, and they're actually the opposite. They're a very strange psychiatric case is Christianity. Very strange.
It's very manipulative. It's very manipulative because on the outside they pretend it's all about love and kindness and blah blah blah. But when you actually have like what I've seen on Hangouts, it's like attack after attack, and then even talking about the Crusades, wanting to murder foreigners and dirty muzzies, and talking about Deus Volt or something like that. That's a slur that the Crusaders were using at that time.
Do you know what it means?
Deus Volt.
Deus Volt?
Yeah, something like that.
I don't know what it means. It's Latin for Deus is probably God. Volt? I don't know. I'll have to look it up.
God wills it. That's what it is in Latin.
What?
But I know that the Crusades...
Deus Volt. God wills it. It's a Christian motto associated with the Crusades, more specifically with the Prince's Crusade of 1096 to 1099. The phrase appears in the Vulgate translation of the Christian Bible. It reminds me that when somebody writes a story, like Dr. Seuss, he'd write a story in English, and it gets translated into 170 different languages or more. Which is kind of what it reminds me of. Some story gets translated into Vulgate, in the Vulgate whatever tradition. Pretty stupid.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Well, that's the thing about the Christian Bible. There's just so many
changes. There's a lot of changes.
It's all, of course, it's all crap. Also, it's all that's what I'm saying about the Christian Bible. It's such a nonsense story that and so obviously nonsense and impossible to understand because it's so convoluted and irrational. Yet it's so magnetic to some people and makes them hateful to the point where they become Christian and evangelical. And Christian evangelical people equals hateful people. Hateful. Somebody says to you, you are going to go to hell. They don't have they don't have any humanistic bone in their body.
Yeah, for people
and
to say
who are the kind of people who say you're going to go to hell?
Exactly, yeah.
Christian
and I
people
think
say
that it's a lot of fear-mongering stuff going on.
Yeah, Christian people say that.
Yeah, shall we show how beautiful that words were from that so Christian lady?
Okay,
that
so what we got here is it's a just to be sure, just so I can figure out here. It's a Christian who has been sending you texts that are very that are very ugly.
Yeah.
Oh, let me bring the.
It's not about me personally. Also, like it's a lot about me personally, but also like the way that she believes is okay.
All right, let me bring the first one in. This is the first one here. The person who's sending it is using the name Yesenia.
Yeah, I never heard of the name. It's not even like. Is that a Christian name?
I don't know. It's I have no idea. But the thing is, this is where she gets personal with you, right?
Yeah, that one is more like general, but this is personal.
Now,
yeah.
What prompted? I'm going to read this out loud, just for those who are too lazy to read. Sia, what's fucked up is your daddy fucking you, and you liking it, and you offering your kids to him every night. Nasty, radical, muzzy bitch. This is what Yesenia wrote to you.
And I'm like, wow. And I never had a normal conversation with this woman. You know, it's strange. Like, it's so strange. Like, what happened in the beginning was I was in her Hangouts once.
Yeah.
And there was nothing going on, actually. What happened was I caught her talking shit about Muslims.
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
She was like, like reacting on a video about Muslims, and then she called us dirty sand, right? The dirty sand N-word, and then she said monkeys.
Yeah.
And I was like in shock because before that she was always, oh hi Sia, blessings, good blessings, like you know, like this Christian hocus pocus that she was doing, like with her blessings.
Yeah.
And then she was like the dirty sand and the monkeys, and I confronted her. I was like, what the fuck is this? She sniped me from her room, and ever since we're in like a fucking, like, even like we ignore each other. I blocked her.
Yeah.
But when I have a discussion with another person, she comes in and then she posts like smiley like emojis to make sure that, I don't know, she agrees with other people.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had this fallout, and she's talking about raping kids and molesting children and stuff like that.
Another one she sends you. Go stop your daddy from fucking your kids.
Oh my god. And I don't even have
kids. That's freaky, man.
Would Jesus approve of her way she speaks?
I'd see. Well, she finds it kind of funny because this is what she also says. She says, "I bet your daddy's fucking your kids." Lol. And she's a Christian, right?
Yeah, she's a Christian.
I'm finding it
she's
very
Christian.
difficult to, well, actually easier by the second to believe that that is true.
Yeah. And the funny part is that
Yeah.
she married a redneck to get a green card. So how about that?
When
The only way she could stay in USA is to marry a redneck.
in USA, really?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Part of the USA.
Well, I'll tell you what. Why don't we show everybody what she looks like? Because she's so.
Oh, but there's other like screenshots that I posted.
I've only got this one so far. Well.
Oh, there's one here that you really need to show.
Yeah.
That really, really makes her character like even more fucked up.
All right. Well, let me just bring this one in the meantime because this is very cute. I love it. Don't you
Horrible.
Love it? Oh, isn't it cute?
Do you know the artist like Amy Winehouse, like the druggie?
Oh, she's watching. She's in the outside chat.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Good. Dumb bitch.
Yesenia. Guess what? Mwah.
Christian bitch.
Yeah.
I don't think that Jesus would love to see you talk shit like that to another human being.
I shouldn't think so.
Oh.
No.
Oh, look at this one. What she's teaching her kids.
No. Don't teach your kids naughty things.
Yeah, I'm about to like call the CPS on that bitch because isn't it child abuse to teach your children to hate other people?
Of course.
That's part of child abuse, right?
Definitely.
To manipulate them in such a way that they're gonna grow up and to be racist scumbags, bigots like their parents.
Right.
That is child abuse, and there is a felony on that shit. So she better watch her fucking mouth, because I will do it. Absolutely.
Yeah, the girl.
And even though I'm from Europe, I'm still allowed to like warn people in other countries if I know something.
Are you?
I mean, yeah, I can send in.
But how do you
emails.
know? What if it's? I mean, if a country the size of the United States, you can't just go and say, "Hey, I know somebody's being abused."
Well, you find the state where they live. You
Yeah.
do a little bit of Google search.
Yeah.
Well, her name is all over the internet, so it's not that difficult to find her.
But
she
she said
is.
it's a weird name, and you don't know that it's her real name.
Well, I don't think that you will use a pseudonym. Yesenia doesn't sound like a pseudonym, to be honest.
You never know.
But then again, if I don't,
Look at this one.
there's
she
always
sends
a
you.
chance that. Sorry?
My kids will learn to hate dirty pedo muzzies like you and your dirty ass fam.
Yeah. That's what she
Yesenia.
teaches her fucking children.
This is what you teach your children, Yesenia? Naughty,
Dirty bitch.
naughty.
That's why I don't believe that people need to have like children. Like they need to have like tests
Oh,
before
dear,
people even
dear.
make children.
Well, she might be charging, and maybe she doesn't. Well, I don't know. Maybe she didn't mean to have the children.
Yeah.
I mean, how old is she? She
I
doesn't
mean,
look very old.
I don't know. But Mexicans always look older than they are, right?
Is she Mexican? You
Or
think?
young. Yeah, she is. She's Mexican. She's an illegal alien. She married a white supremacist person to get green card.
So,
I didn't even know how he allows it. What kind of beta male is your husband that he allows you to indoctrinate your fucking children with hatred?
ooh,
Seriously,
good
like
question.
you're teaching your children to hate other people because they believe in something different than you. Like, what kind of a unfit mother are you?
Seriously,
Like-
what?
Yeah, even I as a Muslim, I know that there are certain texts in Islam that I could never show my children, and I'm gonna be 100% bluntly honest. because it's so like it's not suitable for children. I will never teach my children, if I had them, right? Because everybody says I have these children. If I ever have children, I would never teach them like that. I would never teach them hatred, not for anybody, not for atheists, not for Jews, not for Christians, not for anybody. I'm just saying, like, to indoctrinate your children like that, it's child abuse.
She doesn't
If
seem to
I
have a
can see
problem
it's
with
child
that.
abuse. Yeah. You teach your fucking children to hate other people. Like, that's why I don't support free reproducing, because some people are not fit to be mothers. Some people are not fit to be fathers. Like, what kind of a scumbag of a husband do you have that he allows that shit? And she's talking about the, you know, when something in the news happens, like a black person does something, she's like, oh, the Ners, like, I'm just gonna say it's there. She's like, oh, the niggers, right? She's saying, oh, the dirty niggers are at it again. Oh, if a Muslim does something, oh, the dirty sand niggers, dirty monkeys. Like, it comes so easy out of her fucking mouth. And as a mother, as a grown ass woman, for you to not feel any shame, not any shaming that scumbag of a head of yours to talk like that. I know for 100% that she talks like this in the presence of her children.
Yeah.
I know for a fact that she does that, because if she's that easy to get that fucking words out of her mouth, like, oh, this blessings and you know what I'm saying? And then she talks about the niggers, the filthy niggers, the dirty niggers, and the way she talks, and how she has a rifle, and like this old white trailer trash wannabe bitch, you know, and then she teaches her children this behavior. I know for a fact she teaches them this.
Right.
And that makes me pissed, because those children don't fucking choose their parents. Those children don't choose in what kind of environment they are born in. And this scumbag of a bitch talks about niggers, dirty monkeys like that, and, you know, calling people out like that. And I know she does that in front of them.
Horrible,
you know?
Horrible.
How dare she, you fucking filthy bitch. And then the other time she talks about blessings and how Jesus, like, oh, God is good. If God is so good, why the fuck are you trashing other people? Why are you cursing in front of your children? Why the fuck are you teaching? Why are you teaching your fucking kids to hate?
Her children are standing right in front of her or right next to her when she's talking about these things?
I mean, if she's that easy to use those words, and she's saying it, she teaches her children to hate pedo muzzes like me. And like my family, she said it. Like the screenshots that you just showed, she admits it. My kids will learn to hate dirty pedo muzzies like you. She is abusing her fucking children, indoctrinating her children to hate other people. If that's not a case for CPS, then I don't know what. I don't know what's wrong with these idiots, these men that make children with mental nutcases like that.
Look,
like, what's wrong?
She thinks she's funny.
Yeah, I bet your dad is fucking... Like, who makes jokes about child molestation? Like, who talks shit about child molestation and child raping children?
Over and over again.
I mean, I'm so pissed because those children don't choose it, you know?
No, of course not. That's the sad thing about it all, you know? They can't choose
They don't choose who their stupid fucking parents are. They don't choose in what kind of environment they're in. And this fucking bitch has the audacity to talk about how God is good and blessings to other people, and then turns around and says, dirty niggers.
You know, these are the kind of people... Monkeys. These are the kind of people with the white power and the Christianity, they kind of go together.
Yeah, absolutely. She's a white... She tries to be white, but she's a dirty spick. Yeah, I'm going to call her a spick. She calls me a dirty sand nigger. I will call her a filthy spig, illegal alien, and I hope Trump will deport your fucking ass. Because that green card won't last long until the CPS is knocking on your door, bitch, and see what you're writing on the fucking internet. That green card will be snatched from you very quick. Very easy. You know?
Yeah.
And that scumbag of a husband of hers, I'm sorry, dude. I'm fucking sorry. I don't know what you have married and what kind of bitch you have made children's with, but that's fucking child abuse, dude. I don't know. Seriously. I'm so pissed. I'm really pissed.
I don't know this
Who
Yesenia,
teaches?
but why is she abusing
Well,
her children?
I'm glad that you don't know her because she's boring as fuck. The only thing that she does is reacting on news shit and then posting it and then making comments about derogatory terms about minorities. That's all she does. And then when she's done ranting, then she's talking about how God is good, how God blessed her so much, how God, oh, blessings like this. I don't know in what kind of la la land this bitch is living. Okay, I don't know how you can change personality that quick by saying God is good and then calling his children, if you believe that, bitch, his children dirty sand niggers, dirty monkeys. Don't Christians believe that we all as humans are children of God? So if you call yourself a fucking Christian, you call yourself you know, woman of God, then why the fuck are you cursing other people out who are his children? Like, that doesn't make sense. Why do you call a black person who didn't choose his fucking skin a nigger? Why do you call a Muslim woman a dirty sand monkey who didn't do shit to you? Like, if you are a real Christian that you claim you are, and you think about blessings and God is good, then stop fucking talking shit to his children, bitch, because that's what you believe. It's hypocritical.
It's the personal attacks that really get to me.
Yeah, it's really hypocritical. What really gets to me with the screenshots, oh, there's more where she's like, dirty muzzy bitch, and like, I don't care for that, you know?
Just this one itself sort of encompasses her whole personality. This one post that is up right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And she calls me radical. She's talking about rifles. She's talking about the dirty niggers. That's her words, people. I'm not calling black people niggers. That's her word. She's calling Muslims sand niggers, dirty monkeys, ragheads. She's calling a woman with a hijab ragheads, you fucking bitch. If you were in front of me, I will show you who the fucking raghead is, bitch. I will bury you 6 feet under if you talk to me like that with raghead. Who the fuck goes around and talk shit to people like that? Like raghead. I'm wearing the hijab. I don't know if she means the Arab men that wear those towels over the head. I'm calling it towels because they look like towels. I don't mean that derogatory. Yeah, she's talking about Muslims who put something on their heads like ragheads. Who the fuck goes around town talking like that? And she has children. She has like 2 or 3 children. Okay.
All with the same husband or different daddies or what?
It wouldn't surprise me if she had different daddies because she looks like a damn fucking whore. But if it's all the children of that dude, you're a beta male fucking idiot. I don't know what kind of woman you have in your house, but this shit is appalling. This bitch teaches her children to hate another person, to hate another culture.
You're saying, why do you teach your children to hate?
Yeah. Why do you teach your fucking children? No, why do you abuse your children? Like, why do you manipulate your children into something they are not? Because hatred is taught. It's not, you're not born with hatred. It's taught. And if her children grow up to be the same scum like her and her husband, and go around town and calling people names, oh, I'll bet you they will knock them the fuck out.
Oh, dear.
You know, they will knock them the fuck out. And if she's like going to the hospital where one of her children is, and she's like, oh my God, my dear child. And they will say, you did it, Mom. You taught me to call that black person a nigger, and this is what you got. He punched me the fuck in my face. You know, this is what you're going to get. If you teach your children hatred, they're gonna get beaten. You know, the world isn't a soft pillow to fall on. You know, it's a very hard world outside. So if she wants to teach her children hatred, oh my God, you will get your karma back. Oh my God.
She teaches her children hatred, then her children will teach their children hatred, and it'll just disseminate. It's got to be nipped in the bud.
That's why some people don't need to reproduce, because if they put out filth into the world, well, you know what? The filth will come back. The filth will definitely come back, because I don't believe that you can get away with this shit. Like, the universe will make sure that you'll get your payback. Trust me. It's absolute child abuse. That's what really gets to me. Like, these children are innocent; they don't know better, and then they have a person to look up to, and it's a
Mm-hmm.
fucking dirty, idiot, bigoted bitch like
Mm-hmm.
this,
Mm-hmm.
and this is all they have in their world. Some stupid bitch like this, an illegal alien hoe who married a man to get a fucking green card, and toxicity, put toxic in their fucking minds. Is it? I'm just like ashamed. Like, I'm just like not ashamed. Like, I'm ashamed for her. The fact
Yeah.
that she even admits putting filth in this children's head. Yeah,
Wow.
I'm sorry. It's just fucking no.
Yeah. Well, it's a shame that people are around like this that cause people like you to get upset for no reason.
Yeah, she can call me a dirty muzzy. She can call me a sand nigger. She can call me a dirty monkey, rag-headed hoe. She can call me. She can call me anything. But really, what stood out to me, like, I read that screenshot and I'm reading it right now again and again and again, is about that. I will teach my children to hate dirty pedo muzzies like you and your family. She fully admits that she's gonna teach her fucking innocent children to hate other people, to being, she's abusing them. Like, she's abusing them mentally, emotionally.
Yeah.
How can you as a mother admit that shit? Like, I don't know what's wrong with these people, Sidney. I don't know. And the fact that she's Christian, this bitch is Christian. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's the one I'm going to leave up there. My kids, firstly she starts off with lol. My kids will learn to hate dirty pedo muzzies like you and your dirty ass fam.
And then she calls me a pedo.
Yeah.
She calls me a fucking pedophile.
And
I never, ever in my wildest dreams or worst nightmare would imagine somebody called me a pedophile.
You know what that is? It's some sort of projection on her part.
Yeah, it might as well be.
Yeah, because there's no way she would actually bring it up if nobody else did, unless she was thinking it in her own head.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Exactly. Why would you call another woman who you don't even know a pedo, like a pedo? I mean, is that a reference to my prophet? What does my prophet has to do with you teaching your children to hate Muslims like me? Because I'm a radical one, right? So I don't understand the correlation between all of it. Like, I've never, ever, ever had somebody call me a pedophile. It's like an oxymoron.
Welcome to the Christians.
Aren't like the priests that are molesting little children, or
Christians,
the pastors?
all Christians. Christians.
Yeah. Aren't they like secret fags? You know what? I would go and look at your husband's drawer if he doesn't have like a gay magazine somewhere. I'm just saying. Like, we know how the Christians guys get down, okay? Little boys.
Yeah, we're very familiar with the Christians that we've met on our in the Google community, and they are very, very anal centric. Every single one of them.
They talk a lot about cock, about sucking cock. Like, yeah.
Yep.
That's just,
it's projection.
Yeah. Absolutely, and don't even talk about like I don't know how many documentaries I have watched about these priests and bishops and who were secretly gay, and they were like targeting little boys. I have seen so much documentaries about it. It's not even like, girlfriend, you better watch that husband of yours.
That's
you
right,
better
girlfriend.
Watch him. Yeah.
All right, so I think that smiley picture with her kids learning to hate pedos kind of says it all. We're approaching 45 minutes of a live broadcast, which breaks our rules tremendously. But I
had a lot of fun doing this.
We could probably go on another 20.
Yeah, but we're not gonna do that.
Nah, what we'll do is we'll slide this guy in and say we will be back there are things to
We'll
say.
definitely will be back.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
Humanism first for me. And I'm going to see how many people I can either convince to toe my line or will come out in opposition, which is quite okay. So
If they have the guts.
If they have the guts. So my name is Sidney Winston. I am an atheist. I am a firebrand atheist. And you are?
I'm Sia. I'm the radical Muslim. No, just kidding.
Okay, well, anyway.
Don't get your panties in the bunch, guys.
Don't get your panties on fire. Thank you all for watching. We'll be back. Well, we can't be any less entertaining, but we'll definitely be more entertaining.
Yeah. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye, y'all. Leave some comments. I'm sure some people are triggered.